This is the issue. I've spoken with missionaries on campuses, and they say the number one question they get when they talk to young people today is, if God's a God of love, why does he allow all these bad things to happen around the world? And the answer, of course, is in the book of Genesis. That's what we're going to look at. See, here's the problem. This is a worldview issue, and I've described it here as two trees. You know, I like to use trees because the Lord Jesus spoke a lot about trees and their fruit, didn't he? And so over on the left-hand side, we have this tree, and it's called humanism. And humanism simply means man decides truth for himself. You can make up your own rules about life. Now, how can you do that? Well, if evolution is true, see, that's the soil the tree is planted in. If evolution is true, then you can make up your own rules, because there is no God, there is no creator, there is nobody that owns us. Anybody here think death is good? Stinks, doesn't it? You know, in the last few years, I've lost my beautiful sister and my dad to cancer. I'm not reconciled with death. The Bible tells us why. It was an intrusion into God's perfect world. Jesus, outside the tomb of his friend Lazarus, cried. Why? Because he was angry at death. He was angry at what had been brought into this world. Because he's the creator. How could Jesus calm the seas and the storms with just his spoken words? Because he's the creator. How could he raise Lazarus from the dead? Because he's the author of life. See, if Jesus is not the Genesis creator, then he doesn't have the power to save you from anything. Will you not grieve when your loved ones die? Of course you will, because it's not normal. We groan because spiritually we know there's a disconnection, something is not right. There's an opportunity to show people, this isn't right. This isn't the way God made it. It went wrong and it's our fault. But even though it's our fault, and even though we messed up God's perfect creation, he loved us so much, he stepped out of heaven, sent a rescue mission so that you and I can be reconciled back to him.